Welcome back to Advanced English Language Academy. This is Yasin, your English language instructor. Today I have come up with a very important topic. We're going to be talking about adverbs of frequency. So what are adverbs of frequency? Adverbs of frequency means that these adverbs are used to show how often, or you can say how often or how often is an action performed. For example, my students ask me which game I play, and I told them I play football, I play cricket, I listen to music, or anything. I tell them about my daily habits and daily routine, or about my life. So there will be a question. For example, if I tell someone I play cricket, so the first concept or the first thought that will come to your mind, you'll think that sir is a very good player of cricket, or sir is a good player of football. But when you see me playing in the ground, and there is a difference between what I said, that I play cricket and the cricket, and then I was not a good player, so there will be confusion. So for just solving that confusion, we have adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency clarify how often a person does something. Okay, for example, I say I hunt, so it doesn't mean that I'm a hunter. Okay, maybe I hunt once a year or twice a year. So when a person hunts once or twice a year, he's not a hunter. So today we're going to be talking about adverbs of frequency. Now you will see a frequency against each adverb. Like for always, I have written 100%. For usually, I have written 80%. So remember one thing, that this table or this content, it's based on experience. Okay, it's not a rule. Remember, adverbs of frequency don't have a rule. That, for example, someone says often is 70%, so he is also right. So anyone who is telling you about adverbs of frequency, he's telling from his or her experience. So if another teacher tells you that sometimes it's 30%, so he is also right. He or she'll be telling from his or her own experience. So therefore, don't think that these things are completely just rule and they're completely accurate. No, they come out of experience. For example, I've been speaking English and I have been teaching English for a very long time. I've been reading grammar books. So this is what I got from my own experience. Okay, so today I'll be talking about what I think, and maybe some other people will be thinking something else. But remember that these frequencies for each adverb will help you a lot improve your English. So first of all, let's talk about always. Always means you never miss something, you do it always. Okay, it's not good to use always for human activities or for human routine. For example, if I say I always play cricket, I always go to school, I always take classes, it's impossible. Why? Because on Sundays I don't go to college, I don't take classes. When it is raining, so I don't play cricket. You know, I have been out of cricket for 30 days because I got a fractured thumb. So it's impossible for a person to have a routine or a habit and he just does it always. It's impossible. So therefore, don't use always for something for your daily habits or your daily routine. Use always when you don't need to do something and your routine. When you do that thing in time of need. For example, I say I always tell the truth. I always tell the truth. So when you say I always tell the truth, it means that it is not my routine, it is not my daily routine, but when I need to tell, so I don't lie, I tell the truth. Let's talk about usually. Usually is a very good adverb of frequency for human activities, for human routines, or for a person's daily habits or daily routines. It means that you want to do something always, but you want to do it regularly. But as I told you that on Sundays people don't go to college or work, and when it is raining people don't play, they don't go to the playground. Injuries can be there, sometimes the weather cannot go in your favor. So for human activities usually is very good adverb of frequency. For human activities, for daily routines, it's very good adverb of frequency. When you use usually, it means you are regular in that matter. So I usually play cricket. It means that when the weather is clear, I am okay. When my friends are there with me, when the weather is okay, so then I play cricket. I never miss it. But as I told you that when the weather is bad, it's raining. So how can a person play cricket? How can a person play football? Often is 60%. 60% means you just think about an activity that you do 4 days a week and miss it 3 days a week. Think about it. Tell in the comment section. You ask me, so I often run, okay? Now sometimes you miss something more than you do. Let's suppose you do something twice a week, okay? 2 days a week. Like for example, I sometimes play golf. I sometimes take black coffee, right? So when we talk about hardly ever, 20%, so the frequency is decreasing, okay? When we come down, the frequency will be decreasing. Hardly ever means 20%. Now 20% means that you do something once a week. I hardly ever eat in hotels. I hardly ever eat in hotels. Now occasionally, maybe once after 5 months, maybe once a year. Okay, you can say once a year also. Occasionally, once a year. For example, I occasionally go out of city, because I remember last time when I went to Lahore, it was December 2022, and I will go to Lahore in December 2020. Sorry, I went in 2022 and I'll go in 2023. So occasionally means that you do something once a year. I occasionally go out of cities. I'm homesick, so I occasionally go out of cities, my city. Rarely means you want to avoid something. You don't want to do that thing. But sometimes you are forced. There is no option with you. For example, I never want to go to office, okay? I have acrophobia as well. I'm afraid of heights. So sometimes when I have to go, so I go. I don't go to official places because I get some kind of depression there. So I don't want, but you have to do that. Sometimes, it's life. You have to do something you don't want. So I rarely go for picnic parties. Rarely, when my friends and my students compel me to go, so I rarely go for picnic parties. Never means what do you rarely do? I rarely go for picnic parties. Right. Now, never means 0%. You never do something. I never play cricket. I never smoke. Please tell in our comment section, what do you always do? What do you usually do? What do you often do? Sometimes, hardly ever, occasionally. Please share your please share in the comment section how often do you do some action or some activity. Thanks a lot. Keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe.
هذه يقولها إيش